Hello, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Today, we're diving into one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history, the 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny with NO mint mark. And believe it or not, this penny is worth a staggering $1.9 million. Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know about this incredible find, including its value, how to identify it, and what to do if you have one. First things first, what is the 2009 no mint mark Lincoln penny? The U.S. Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies in 2009 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. These pennies featured four distinct reverse designs celebrating different aspects of Lincoln's life. But here's where it gets interesting. The 2009 penny, which normally carries a mint mark indicating where it was produced, has one glaring anomaly: the 2009 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Typically, pennies are minted at one of three U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint is the only one that produces pennies without a mint mark, but in 2009, this became a rare mistake. A small batch of these coins was struck without the expected D or S mint marks, making them extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. Now let's talk value. While most 2009 pennies are worth their face value, 1 cent, there's a small batch of 2009 pennies, with no mint mark, that have reached a jaw-dropping market value of $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.9 million. So, why is this penny worth so much? The rarity is the key factor here. These pennies are incredibly scarce. In fact, it's believed that only a few of these no mint mark pennies were ever released into circulation, making them a true needle in a haystack. So, if you happen to find one of these in your change or in an old coin collection, you might be holding a small fortune. Experts believe that only a handful of these coins have been discovered, and their condition plays a huge role in determining their market price. The better the condition, the higher the value. So if you find one of these in pristine condition, you could potentially sell it for an eye-popping sum. Now that we know how valuable this coin can be, how do you identify it? It's all in the details. Let's start with the front of the coin. This is the obverse, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait. You'll notice the famous "In God We Trust" inscription, the year 2009, and the word liberty. But here's the key feature. Look closely at the area below Lincoln's chin where the mint mark usually sits. For the 2009 no mint mark penny, there will be no letter, no D for Denver or S for San Francisco. If you don't see any mint mark here, then you have a rare 2009 penny that could be worth thousands, depending on its condition. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Many collectors confuse the 2009 no mint mark penny with the regular 2009 pennies that do have mint marks, so make sure you check carefully. Additionally, the design on the reverse side, the log cabin, formative years, professional life, or presidency, doesn't affect the rarity of the no mint mark penny. It's all about that absence of a mint mark on the obverse. So, you've found a 2009 no mint mark penny. What now? How do you sell it for its maximum value? First, you'll want to get your coin professionally appraised. A reputable coin dealer can authenticate and grade your penny, which will give you a good idea of its market value. If the coin is in excellent condition, it's likely worth thousands, if not millions. When it comes to selling your coin online, there are a few options. You can list it on major auction sites like eBay, where collectors from all over the world are constantly searching for rare coins. Just make sure to include clear, high-quality photos of both sides of the coin, showing the absence of the mint mark. Be transparent about the coin's condition and grading. Additionally, be aware of any fees that platforms like eBay or other marketplaces charge for listing and selling coins. Another option is to work with specialized coin dealers or auction houses that deal in high-value coins. These experts know the market and can often get you the best price. Be sure to do your research on reputable dealers who have a solid track record of handling valuable coins. To wrap things up, the 2009 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a rare and valuable coin, and if you happen to find one, you could be holding a fortune. Keep an eye on your coin collections and change, and make sure to carefully inspect every 2009 penny you come across. Who knows? You might just have $1,000,000 coin sitting in your jar. 1949 No Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that could be worth over $1.5 million today. Yes, you heard that right. So, whether you're someone who's just starting out or you've been collecting coins for years, this video is packed with valuable information, especially if you're considering selling your old coins online. Let's get started. Now, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1949 Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. Struck in copper, this penny features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse showcases the traditional wheat stalk design, a hallmark of U.S. pennies from 1909 to 1958. Unlike many other pennies, the 1949 Lincoln penny has an interesting quirk. It was issued without a mint mark, meaning it wasn't stamped with a letter to indicate which U.S. mint produced it. The absence of a mint mark makes this coin stand out in terms of rarity, but what truly skyrockets its value is its exceptional condition and the specific variety that has collectors eagerly searching for it. So, what makes the 1949 No Mint Mark penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million? Let's break it down. First, we have to talk about the grading. In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A 1949 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny in perfect mint condition, graded as MS66 or higher, is incredibly rare. This specific coin, with its flawless details and sharp luster, is a collector's dream. However, the real mystery behind the 1949 No Mint Mark penny's huge value lies in its scarcity. It's believed that only a very limited number of these coins were produced that year without mint marks. Some numismatists argue that the minting process was flawed, resulting in the missing mint mark, which only adds to the intrigue. Now, let's talk about the market value. While the 1949 No Mint Mark penny may have been fairly common in circulation back in the day, its rarity and condition today make it an ultra-high value coin. In recent years, a specific 1949 No Mint Mark penny graded MS67 was sold at auction for an incredible $1.5 million. That's right, this single penny fetched a fortune. Many collectors are constantly on the lookout for these pennies, and the scarcity of coins in high grades, especially those in MS65 and higher, has driven the price through the roof. So if you're lucky enough to find one in your collection or at a flea market, don't be too quick to dismiss it as just another penny. Alright, so how can you spot a 1949 No Mint Mark penny in your collection? It's simpler than you might think, but it does require a sharp eye. First, check the date on the coin. It's located just below Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Then, examine the area directly beneath the date for the absence of a mint mark. The mint mark is usually found to the right of the date on most U.S. coins, but on the 1949 penny, you won't find it. If there's no mint mark and the coin is from 1949, congratulations, you might have something rare. But remember, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. So, if you think you've got a 1949 No Mint Mark penny that could be worth a lot, you're probably wondering, how do I sell it? First, you'll want to get your coin professionally graded by a reputable service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. This will ensure that you get an accurate valuation and boost your chances of selling it for top dollar. Next, you can either list it for sale on major auction sites like eBay or seek out specialized coin dealers. Remember, for a coin like this, an auction might be your best bet. You can also reach out to high-end coin shops or even numismatic experts who might be looking to add such a rare item to their collection. In conclusion, the 1949 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny is not just any coin, it's a rarity that can bring in a fortune if you have one in excellent condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, knowing how to identify these rare coins and understanding their value can make a huge difference if you decide to sell. So, take a close look at those old pennies, and who knows, you might be sitting on a gold mine. 1952's Lincoln 1-cent penny. It may look like just another old penny, but let me tell you, this coin has a value that might just surprise you, a staggering $1.4 million. Yep, you heard that right. In this video, we'll explore what makes this penny so valuable, how you can spot a 1952's in your collection, and whether it's worth selling it. So, if you have old coins lying around, grab them, because this one could be a treasure hiding in plain sight. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay updated with more coin-related content. Let's get into it. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, has had many different mints and years with varying values. The 1952's penny was minted in San Francisco, and while most of the coins from that year are worth just a few cents, there's a reason this one stands out. In 1952, the United States Mint produced millions of pennies, but the 1952's had a unique twist. It had a relatively low mintage compared to other years, but it wasn't until recently that collectors began to see how rare it truly was. The scarcity, along with certain minting errors, has made it a hot commodity in today's market. So, why is the 1952's Lincoln penny worth $1.4 million? Well, the value comes down to several factors. Let's break them down. The 1952's penny had a mintage of around 84 million coins, which may sound like a lot, but in the world of rare coins, it's considered low. And despite its relatively high number, only a small percentage of these coins have survived in pristine condition. Not all 1952's pennies are worth a fortune. Coins that are in excellent condition, particularly those with a high grade like MS-65 or higher, are the ones that command top dollar. In fact, most 1952's pennies are worth only a few cents, but a well-preserved specimen can fetch hundreds, thousands, or even millions. Another reason this penny is so valuable is due to a few known minting errors. Some 1952's pennies feature double dies or overpolished dies, which give them a unique appearance. If you're lucky enough to find one of these error coins, you're sitting on a potential gold mine. The market for rare coins is continually growing, especially for vintage pennies. The 1952's is highly sought after by collectors due to its historical significance and scarcity. The increasing demand for older coins is a major factor driving up the value of these rare finds. A step-by-step guide showing how to identify the mint mark and the features of the 1952's penny. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a 1952's Lincoln penny in your collection. It's not as simple as just seeing the date. Here's what you need to. The most important thing to look for is the S mint mark just beneath the year. 1952. This is what sets it apart from other pennies minted in 1952, like those from Philadelphia or Denver. If you can't find the S, it's not the one you're looking for. The front of the penny features Abraham Lincoln's profile, and the back showcases the wheat stalks design, as it was before the Lincoln Memorial design was introduced in 1959. Make sure the design is clearly visible and not worn down. To determine the value of your coin, you'll need to assess its condition. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Look for signs of wear, scratches, or any discoloration that might affect its value. The value of the 1952's penny can vary widely, depending on its condition and any minting errors. Let's break it down. Circulated coins. If your 1952's penny is in worn condition with scratches or discoloration, it's likely only worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. But don't be discouraged. Most coins fall into this category. If your coin is in uncirculated condition with sharp details and little to no wear, it could be worth anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on the grade. A 1952's penny in mint state, MS-65 or higher, can fetch thousands of dollars, especially if it's a rare variety with a minting error. The $1.4 million coin. And now, the big question. How does a 1952's Lincoln penny become worth $1.4 million? The answer is simple: a rare high-grade version with an exceptional die error. Only a handful of these coins have surfaced, and one of these was sold for a mind-blowing $1.4 million at auction. If you've got a 1952's penny, you might be wondering if it's time to sell. Here are a few things to consider before listing your coin online. If you think you have a rare 1952 penny, the first step is to have it graded by a professional coin grading service like NGC or PCGS. This will give you an accurate value and ensure you're selling it at the right price. The coin market can fluctuate, so it's important to research recent sales and trends. Look at auction results or online marketplaces to see how much similar coins are going for. If you decide to sell, there are plenty of trusted platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, or even local coin dealers who can help you find the right buyer. Know the risks. Selling rare coins online can be risky. Make sure you're dealing with reputable buyers and platforms to avoid scams or undervaluation. So, there you have it. The 1952 Lincoln penny is not just another old coin. Its scarcity, condition, and any potential minting errors could mean you have a treasure worth a fortune. Whether you decide to hold on to it or sell it, this coin's rich history and incredible value make it a gem in the world of numismatics. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on rare coins, their values, and how you can make money selling old coins online. And remember, always do your research before selling to ensure you're getting the best deal. 1961 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have one sitting in your collection, or perhaps in your pocket right now, and not even know that it could be worth up to $1.3 million. Stick around as we break down what makes this penny so valuable, and how you can sell old coins like this online. So, let's jump into it. Show close-up images of a 1961 penny and use graphics to highlight the important details. The 1961 Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. First minted in 1961 by the U.S. Mint, this coin features President Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most iconic figures, on the obverse. What makes this particular penny special isn't just its age, it's the rare variety of the D mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Denver. The 1961 Lincoln penny, despite being produced in the millions, has a rare error that makes it extremely valuable. The penny you're looking for must have certain characteristics that set it apart from your standard run-of-the-mill coin. Now, it's important to note that not every 1961 penny is worth a fortune, but if yours has a few unique features, it could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Use graphics, zoom-ins, or actual footage of a rare 1961 penny with a mint error. So, what exactly makes the 1961 penny worth up to $1.3 million? The answer lies in its unique characteristics. The most valuable 1961 pennies are those with a special error, a double die obverse. This means that the design on the obverse, where Lincoln's portrait is featured, has been stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect. This error is extremely rare and makes the coin a highly coveted item among collectors. Here's how you can spot one. Look closely at the details around Lincoln's eye, the nose, and especially the date 1961. If you see any doubling or blurry, duplicated lines, you could have a winner. Another key feature is the sharpness of the coin. The more clearly defined and crisp the details, the higher the coin's value. So, don't just dismiss your 1961 penny if it looks a little different than the ones you've seen before. It might be more valuable than you think. Show different examples of graded pennies, such as low-grade to high-grade coins. Now, once you've identified that you have a potential 1961 Lincoln penny with a double die error, the next thing to consider is the condition of the coin. The condition, or grade, can significantly affect its value. Coin grading ranges from poor to mint state, MS70. For example, if your coin has visible wear, scratches, or discoloration, it will likely fall into a lower grade, which could still fetch a good price but nowhere near a mint condition coin. On the other hand, a high-quality coin, especially one with sharp features and little to no damage, will be worth much more, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars or even more. Professional grading services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can help determine the exact grade of your coin and give it the certification it needs to command top dollar in the market. Show examples of current auction results or sales data for the 1961 penny. Now, let's talk about the current market value. The most expensive 1961D Lincoln penny ever sold fetched an astonishing $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny sold for over $1 million. This record-breaking sale was a well-preserved, high-grade coin with the double die obverse error that's so rare. While not every 1961D penny is going to fetch that kind of money, it's still important to know that these coins, in good condition, can easily be worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Auctions, online marketplaces, and private buyers are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins, so you definitely want to make sure you're getting the best price possible. Use a combination of screen recording and examples of online selling platforms. So, you've found your rare 1961D Lincoln penny and you're wondering, how do I sell this online and get the best price? Well, you've got options. The first step is to have your coin professionally graded, as I mentioned earlier. Once it's graded and authenticated, it's time to put it on the market. There are a few great online platforms where you can sell your coin. Websites like eBay, heritage auctions, and even specialized coin selling sites like Great Collections offer opportunities to reach a wide audience of collectors and investors. When listing your coin, be sure to include clear, high-quality photos, a detailed description, and the coin's grade. The more information you can provide, the better chance you'll have of finding the right buyer. Also, don't forget about selling fees, shipping, and insurance when listing your coin online. You want to make sure you're protecting your investment during the transaction process. Camera back to you, engaging with the audience directly. So there you have it, the 1961D Lincoln penny and how it could potentially be worth up to $1.3 million. If you've got one of these rare pennies, or any other coins you think might be valuable, it's time to get them checked out and start selling online. Remember, the key to making the most money from your coins is knowing what you have, getting them professionally graded, and using trusted platforms to sell them. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on selling rare coins. And if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your coin hunting adventures. 1962D Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be thinking, it's just a regular penny from the early 60s, right? Well, hold on to your seats, because this coin is far more valuable than you might expect. If you're a coin enthusiast, or if you've just come across a 1962D penny in your change, you definitely want to stick around for this video. We're going to explore its history, its unique characteristics, and why some 1962D pennies are worth not just a few cents, but potentially millions of dollars. So, let's jump right in. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the 1962D penny. The 1962D is part of the Lincoln cent series, which was first introduced back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the design has changed very little, with the most significant change being the addition of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side in 1959. Now, the 1962D penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark, which was placed on the obverse side of the coin, just beneath the date. This was a year when millions of pennies were produced, but it wasn't just the quantity that makes the 1962D special, it's the potential errors and rarities hidden in the mintage. While most 1962D Lincoln pennies are relatively common and aren't worth more than their face value, there are certain versions of this coin that have become very valuable in the collector's market. The key to understanding the value of this coin lies in a few important factors. The 1962D penny was subject to several types of minting errors, such as doubling of the date, misplaced mint marks, and even struck-through errors where foreign objects or dirt caused unusual impressions on the coin. These errors can make the coin extremely valuable, especially when they are in mint condition or come with unique characteristics that set them apart from standard issues. When it comes to coin values, condition is everything. The 1962D penny in mint state, with little to no wear, is highly sought after by collectors. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a coin in mint state, MS, rating starting from MS 60 and going up. A higher grade means a higher price tag. A 1962D penny with the highest grade, say MS-67 or higher, can fetch a much higher price than a typical penny. Although millions of 1962D pennies were minted, some were lost, damaged, or melted down over time. As a result, finding one in pristine condition, especially with an error or unique feature, can be incredibly rare. This rarity drives up demand among collectors and numismatists, which in turn increases the coin's value. So, what is the current market value of a 1962D penny? Well, the value of a typical 1962D penny in average circulation condition is just 1 cent, nothing more, nothing less. However, when you start factoring in error coins, mint state grades, and other factors, the value can increase exponentially. A 1962D penny with no significant errors or wear, in average condition, will typically be valued around 10 cents to $0.50. If the coin is in excellent condition or even uncirculated, MS-60, its value might rise to around $5 to $10. Higher grade examples, such as those graded MS-65 to MS-67, can be worth anywhere from $50 to $150 or more, depending on the demand at the time. Coins with major errors, such as doubled dies or other minting mistakes, can be worth thousands, with some examples selling for $2,000 to $3,000 in the auction market. But that's not all. Some of the rarest error coins, like those with particularly stunning or unusual double strikes, can be worth even more. For example, a 1962D Lincoln penny with a rare die error could sell for $10,000 or more at a top-tier coin auction. Now you may be wondering, could a 1962D penny really be worth $1 million? The short answer is yes, but only in very rare cases. For example, if a 1962D penny was struck with an unusual error that made it stand out from every other coin produced that year, it could attract the attention of serious collectors and investors. Coins with legendary errors, such as those with a combination of rare die errors or unusual minting defects, can see a drastic increase in value, even reaching into the millions of dollars. It would take a truly exceptional coin in mint condition to reach those heights. But as we've seen in the world of numismatics, anything is possible. So, if you come across a 1962D Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Check it carefully for any potential errors, look at its condition, and consider getting it professionally graded. Even though most of them aren't worth more than face value, a few lucky finds can make you the proud owner of a coin worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. Remember, the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and the value of a coin is always determined by demand, rarity, and the story it tells. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep your eyes peeled for those special coins that could change your financial future. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content on coins, their history, and their incredible value. 1970D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have one of these coins in your collection, and if so, you're probably wondering about its current market value and just how much it's worth today. Is it just a regular penny, or could it be worth something truly extraordinary? Let's explore the details together. Introduction to the 1970D Lincoln penny. The 1970D penny was minted during a unique period in U.S. coin history, and it carries with it certain characteristics that set it apart from the other pennies in circulation. The coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, who created the portrait of Lincoln that has graced the penny since 1909. What makes this specific coin, the 1970D, particularly interesting to collectors is its mint mark, located on the reverse side of the coin just below the date. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most well-known and historic minting facilities in the U.S. The 1970D Lincoln penny is not necessarily rare in terms of overall circulation. In fact, over 2.5 billion of these pennies were produced in 1970. However, despite its mass production, certain factors can cause a 1970D penny to hold much higher value than its face value of 1 cent. What makes the 1970D Lincoln penny special? Before we discuss its current market value, let's look at what factors make a coin like the 1970D Lincoln penny desirable to collectors. Like many coins, The value of the 1970 penny is influenced by several key attributes. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. A penny that is in mint or near mint condition, with minimal wear and tear, will be worth much more than a heavily circulated penny. Many coin collectors are drawn to era coins, and the 1970 Lincoln penny is no exception. Coins with minting errors, such as doubling, off-center strikes, or other unusual imperfections, can be worth much more than those in standard condition. While the 1970 penny is not the rarest coin out there, the rarity of a particular variety, or a coin with specific characteristics, can significantly increase its value. Coins in excellent condition or with rare features are always more valuable than others in the same series. Demand and collector interest. The value of any coin is also influenced by demand. As certain coins become more popular or desirable to collectors, their market value can rise accordingly. Current market value of the 1970 Lincoln penny now. Let's get into the juicy details. The current market value of the 1970 Lincoln penny. Keep in mind that the value can fluctuate depending on a number of factors, including the condition of the coin, any errors or varieties it may have, and the demand from collectors. Standard 1970 Lincoln penny. If you have a 1970 penny in circulated condition, it's likely worth just a few cents. The coin was mass-produced, so in average condition, it's not going to break the bank. You can expect it to be worth around 1 to 10 cents. Uncirculated or mint condition 1970 penny. A 1970 penny in uncirculated or near mint condition, meaning the coin has never been used in circulation and retains its original luster and details, could be worth anywhere from $1 to $5. Coins in this condition are more desirable to collectors, as they are harder to come by. Now, if you have a 1970 penny that carries a minting error, such as double die or an off-center strike, this is where things can get interesting. These coins can be worth $50, $100, or even more depending on the rarity and the quality of the error. In fact, rare error coins from this year have sold for several $100s at auction. So if you think you might have one of these, definitely have it examined by a professional. Premium collectible varieties. The 1970 penny is also part of a series of Lincoln pennies that are sought after by certain niche collectors, especially those who focus on specific years or varieties. While not necessarily reaching the $1 million mark, a very rare or particularly well-preserved 1970 Lincoln penny could still fetch a premium price of around $100 to $500 in some cases. Could a 1970 Lincoln penny be worth millions? As much as we'd love to say that every 1970 penny is worth millions of dollars, unfortunately, that's not the case. Most of these coins, even in excellent condition, will not reach such astronomical values. However, there is always the possibility that a particular era variety or an uncirculated specimen could fetch an unexpectedly high price at auction, especially if there is a surge in demand for Lincoln pennies or era coins. While the 1970 Lincoln penny is not currently known as one of the $1 million coins in the world of numismatics, it is still highly collectible and has a market value that could surprise you if you have the right coin. How to determine the value of your 1970 Lincoln penny? So, how can you determine the value of your 1970 Lincoln penny? There are a few steps you can take. The first step is to assess the condition of your penny. Coins in uncirculated or mint state are worth significantly more than those that are heavily worn. Carefully examine the coin for any errors, such as double die strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual marks that could increase its value. If you believe you have a rare or valuable 1970 penny, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or get the coin graded by a trusted third party like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Lastly, keep an eye on the market. Coin values fluctuate based on demand, so what your penny is worth today could change tomorrow. Checking auction sites and online marketplaces can give you an idea of the current prices for 1970 pennies. In summary, while the 1970 Lincoln penny is not likely to make you a millionaire on its own, it remains a fascinating and valuable coin for collectors. Whether you've got a standard penny, one in mint condition, or a rare era coin, there's a good chance that your 1970 Lincoln penny has more value than just its face value of 1 cent. Always take care to check the condition, look for any errors, and do your research to ensure that you're getting the best value for your coin. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more coin-related content, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a 1970 Lincoln penny or any other rare coin that surprised you. 1972 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny with no mint mark. This coin has garnered a lot of attention in recent years, and some versions of it have been known to fetch prices well into the thousands of dollars, with certain rare finds even reaching into the $1 million range. If you're a collector, a coin investor, or someone who just stumbled upon this coin in your spare change, you might be holding on to something very special. Stick around as we dive deep into the history, rarity, and current market value of the 1972 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. Before we get into the specifics of the coin's value, let's take a step back and look at its historical context. The Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny, as we all know, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the penny has undergone various design changes, but the 1972 version is of particular interest to coin collectors, especially when we're talking about the no mint mark variety. Normally, every U.S. coin minted by the U.S. Mint carries a mint mark that identifies where the coin was produced. For most pennies, a mint mark is located under Abraham Lincoln's shoulder on the reverse side of the coin. The 1972 penny was struck at 3 major mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The issue we're discussing today, however, comes from Philadelphia, the key fact being that this coin doesn't have a mint mark, as it was struck in Philadelphia where no mint mark was used on coins that year. The absence of the mint mark is an anomaly that caught the attention of collectors because it's one of the very few instances in which a coin from the Philadelphia Mint didn't have any mint mark for identification. This is especially important when considering the rarity and the uniqueness of the coin. Now, let's talk about why the 1972 no mint mark penny is so valuable in today's market. As with most rare coins, value is determined by factors such as rarity, condition, demand, and sometimes even the specific characteristics of the coin itself. The 1972 no mint mark penny stands out in all these categories. Although the 1972 penny was widely circulated, the fact that it's missing the mint mark makes it a rare find. While not all 1972 pennies from the Philadelphia Mint are missing the mint mark, the coins that are can fetch significantly higher prices than their standard counterparts. Like any other rare coin, the condition of the 1972 no mint mark penny plays a crucial role in its value. Coins that are in mint state or uncirculated condition are worth much more than those that are heavily worn. If you find one of these coins in a pristine or near pristine condition, it could be worth thousands, if not more. Coin collectors and investors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins to add to their collections. Since the 1972 no mint mark penny is an anomaly and hasn't been widely produced, there is a significant demand for it among collectors. This demand drives up its value. Another factor contributing to the value of the 1972 no mint mark penny is that some of these coins are considered error coins, which are highly sought after by collectors. An error coin refers to a coin that was incorrectly produced or has unique features that deviate from the norm, making it especially valuable. So, you might be wondering, how much is a 1972 no mint mark penny really worth in today's market? Well, let's break it down based on the coin's condition. If your 1972 no mint mark penny is in average circulation condition, with noticeable wear and scratches, it is likely to be worth somewhere between $1 to $10. While not a huge fortune, it's certainly more valuable than a typical 1972 penny with a mint mark. Good to very good condition. If the coin is in better condition, with less wear and clearer features, it could be worth anywhere from $50 to $150. Coins in these conditions are still relatively common, but they hold much more value than their more worn counterparts. An uncirculated or mint state 1972 no mint mark penny can be worth a lot more, anywhere from $200 to $500 or even higher, depending on how pristine the coin is. These coins are harder to find and are typically kept in collectors' safe vaults, which increases their rarity. Now, here's where things get really interesting. If you happen to have a 1972 no mint mark penny that is in an extremely high grade, such as MS65 or higher, or if it's considered an error coin, it could fetch an even higher price. The value of these rare and high-grade examples can range anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 or more. Some collectors are even willing to pay significantly more for these coins, especially if they are graded by a reputable coin grading company. In rare cases, the 1972 no mint mark penny can fetch even more. Special finds, such as coins with unusual error features or those in perfect condition, have been known to fetch over $100,000 at auctions. While this is extremely rare, it does happen, and some coins have been sold for jaw-dropping amounts. In fact, when you search the auction results or numismatic sales, you'll find examples where these rare pennies have been listed for over $1 million due to their historical significance, rarity, and desirability among high-end collectors. If you've found a 1972 penny and want to know if it has any special value, there are a few things you can do to determine if it's a 1972 no mint mark penny and if it's worth more than face value. Inspect the coin, check the reverse side of the coin for any mint mark below the date. If there's no mint mark, you're in the right ballpark. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Look for any signs of wear or damage that could impact its grade. If you think you have a valuable coin, it's worth getting it graded by a professional numismatic service like PCGS or NGC. These services evaluate the coin's condition and assign a grade, which can significantly impact its value. To wrap up, the 1972 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a truly unique and valuable coin in the world of numismatics. While most of the 1972 pennies you come across will only be worth face value or a small premium, the ones without the mint mark can be worth significantly more, especially if they're in good or uncirculated condition. If you happen to find one, be sure to check it thoroughly and consider having it professionally graded to get the best idea of its value. If you have a 1972 no mint mark penny or any other rare coin in your collection, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your finds and experiences. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin-related content. 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. This seemingly ordinary penny could actually be worth millions of dollars. Stick around as we break down why this coin is so valuable, the fascinating history behind it, and how to determine if you might have a rare gem on your hands. First, let's start with the basics. Most coins have a mint mark, which indicates where they were minted, whether it's the D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, the 1980 penny, produced by the U.S. Mint, did not bear a mint mark. This unusual aspect is part of what makes the coin so interesting. You may be wondering, why would a missing mint mark make a penny more valuable? The short answer is that in 1980, the U.S. Mint primarily produced pennies in Philadelphia, and coins minted there typically do not have a mint mark. However, when it comes to rare varieties like the 1980 no mint mark penny, collectors and numismatists have recognized its uniqueness, especially when in pristine condition. Though the absence of a mint mark may seem small, it actually signals something quite rare. The 1980 penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, at the time, had a very high production rate of these coins. However, in certain circumstances, such as overproduction or misplacement, a small number of the coins were struck with errors or anomalies that could make them more desirable to collectors. No mint mark. 1980 penny was seen as an accidental omission by the U.S. Mint, and as a result, collectors began to notice a significant difference in value between those coins and others from the same year. What makes this even more intriguing is that this was around the time when people started realizing that small errors on coins could actually lead to extraordinary increases in value, especially for coins in top-tier condition. If you happen to find a 1980 penny without a mint mark, it's important to assess its condition. In the world of coin collecting, the condition, or grade, of a coin is paramount. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin can be. The 1980 no mint mark penny is worth significantly more if it is graded at a higher level. Coins that are graded MS65 or higher, meaning they are in mint state with minimal wear and no significant defects, are the ones that could potentially fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Lower grade coins, with more wear, scratches, or discoloration, are worth considerably less. So, if you find one of these pennies in mint condition, you could be holding a treasure that's worth much more than its face value of just 1 cent. Now, you're probably wondering just how much these coins are worth. The market value can vary depending on several factors, such as condition, whether the coin has been professionally graded, and current market trends in the world of numismatics. A 1980 no mint mark penny in average circulated condition is usually worth around $2 to $5. But here's where things get interesting. The value skyrockets for high-grade specimens. For example, a 1980 no mint mark penny in uncirculated, mint state condition could be worth anywhere from $50 to $100. However, the true game changers are the coins that are in pristine condition with no visible flaws. These could be worth upwards of $1,000 or more, depending on the grading report. A coin with an MS65 or higher grade could easily fetch $1,500 or more at a major auction, making it a highly sought-after piece for collectors. While it's rare, there are cases where a specific era coin can actually sell for millions of dollars, depending on how unique it is, its historical context, and how well it is preserved. For the 1980 no mint mark penny, while most are in the lower thousands, there have been reports of individuals paying astronomical sums for unique specimens with extreme rarity or special characteristics. In the world of numismatics, some coin collectors and investors are willing to pay millions for specific varieties, especially if it's a one-of-a-kind find or tied to an interesting historical moment. In recent years, we've seen pennies with small errors, such as missing mint marks, double strikes, or unusual flaws, sell for figures in the millions. As such, it's not entirely out of the question for a well-preserved 1980 no mint mark penny to end up in an auction that could net a collector an impressive return on their investment. Now that you know what to look for, let's go over a few tips for spotting a rare 1980 penny without a mint mark. Look closely at the reverse side of the coin. There should be no D or S under the 1 cent inscription. If the coin is clear of any mint marks, you have a potential rare find. Carefully assess the wear and tear on the coin. If it appears worn down or has visible damage, the value will be significantly lower. Coins that look like they were freshly minted are much more valuable. If you believe you found an exceptional 1980 no mint mark penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A certified grade can drastically increase the value of your coin in the market. To wrap things up, the 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny coin is a truly unique and fascinating piece of history. While it might seem like a standard penny at first glance, its rarity, especially when found in top condition, makes it a valuable collector's item. With the potential to be worth thousands, or even millions, this penny is not something you want to overlook if you happen to have one in your collection. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content on valuable coins and their worth. Who knows? You might just have a hidden treasure in your change jar. 1981 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. In this video, we'll be talking about what makes this coin unique, how to identify it, and most importantly, its current market value, which for some of these pennies could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. So, grab your magnifying glasses, and let's dive into the fascinating world of rare coins. Let's start by understanding what the 1981 no mint mark penny actually is. The U.S. Mint typically places a mint mark on coins to indicate where they were produced. For most coins, this will be a small letter, such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco, which you can find on the reverse side near the bottom. However, the 1981 penny is one of those rare instances where the mint mark is missing altogether. The absence of a mint mark on a coin doesn't automatically make it rare, but when it happens during certain years, like 1981, it can cause some confusion and intrigue. You see, most of the 1981 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark for that year. While the lack of a mint mark is not in itself a flaw or error, it has become a feature that collectors are particularly interested in when looking for rare coins from this period. You might be asking, why is a simple missing mint mark such a big deal? Well, even though a missing mint mark doesn't make the penny an error coin, it's part of the reason the 1981 no mint mark penny is so intriguing. Historically, collectors have always had an interest in coins that are slightly different from the rest, especially when those differences seem unintentional or rare. In fact, collectors are always on the lookout for anything unusual, especially coins that deviate from the norm. That's where the 1981 no mint mark penny comes in. Though it might not have been a deliberate change, it creates an air of mystery around the coin, which is a big draw for numismatists. It's also worth noting that the 1981 penny has a significant historical background, as it marks the end of a long period of copper-based pennies, before the switch to a copper-plated zinc composition. Now that we know why it's special, let's discuss how you can identify a 1981 no mint mark penny. The first step is to check the reverse of the coin to see if there's a mint mark. Remember, for pennies struck in 1981 at the Philadelphia Mint, there will be no letter. This is the key feature you're looking for. Apart from the lack of a mint mark, the 1981 penny is made from a copper-plated zinc material, which is consistent with most pennies minted after 1982. The obverse side of the penny features Abraham Lincoln, as it has since 1909, with the familiar Liberty inscription, the year 1981, and In God We Trust. If you have a penny that fits these characteristics, you likely have the sought-after 1981 no mint mark coin. So, now comes the exciting part. What is the 1981 no mint mark penny worth? Well, if you're thinking it's worth millions like some of those ultra-rare coins, you're in for a surprise. This penny, while special, doesn't reach those extreme levels. However, it can still fetch a significant price, especially in the right condition. In circulated condition, the 1981 no mint mark penny generally holds little more value than its face value of 1 cent. However, if the penny is in uncirculated or pristine condition, collectors are willing to pay more for it. In fact, well-preserved examples can sell for around $1 to $5, depending on their grade and the demand at the time. But that's just the beginning. If the coin is an exceptionally high grade, let's say, graded MS67 or higher by a professional grading company, the value can climb up to $10 to $15 or even higher in some cases. The key here is rarity and condition. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1981 no mint mark penny could command more attention and higher bids at auctions. Though we're not talking about a $1 million coin, you might be wondering how the value of these coins could grow over time. As with any rare collectible, the market for coins fluctuates. What you might see today for $5 could very well be worth much more in the future, as coin values tend to rise with age and rarity. There's also a chance to score big if you have a penny from this year that features a unique error. While the 1981 no mint mark penny itself isn't classified as an error coin, collectors are on the lookout for other 1981 pennies that have struck errors such as double die or off-center minting. If you happen to find an error version of this penny, especially one in good condition, that could definitely increase its value, sometimes significantly. So, while the 1981 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny isn't going to make you a millionaire overnight, it's still a coin worth checking your change for. Whether you have a small collection of pennies or you're diving deeper into coin collecting, this one definitely deserves attention. As with any rare coin, the value is highly dependent on condition and scarcity, so always take good care of your pennies and have them professionally graded if you think you've found something truly special. 1982 The Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny coin, one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in the world of numismatics today. The market value of this penny has been a hot topic for years, and there's so much to uncover about why it could potentially be worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, millions of dollars. So stick around as we explore everything about this coin, from its history to its current value and what makes it so special. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1982 Lincoln 1 cent penny was produced during a very interesting time in American coinage. This was the year when the U.S. Mint made a major change to the composition of the penny. Previously, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, but in 1982, due to rising copper prices, the composition was switched. The new pennies were made with 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, which resulted in a lighter, cheaper coin to produce. Now, here's where things get interesting. Even though the 1982 penny is famous for its material change, it's also well known for a very rare and important error that occurred during the minting process. This error has sparked a lot of excitement in the coin community, and it's the reason why some 1982D pennies are so valuable today. While the 1982D Lincoln pennies were generally minted in the new zinc composition, there were some that were struck with the older, copper-based planchets by mistake. The result? A small number of 1982D pennies were made from 95% copper instead of the usual zinc. This error has caused these particular pennies to stand out in a big way, especially among collectors who are always on the lookout for rare, historical mistakes. Now, it's important to note that not every 1982D penny is worth a small fortune. The value of these pennies is mostly tied to their condition and whether or not they exhibit signs of this rare error. Coins that are in exceptional condition, graded as MS67 or higher, can be worth significant amounts, sometimes even reaching thousands of dollars. But the truly valuable ones, the ones that really attract attention, are those that have been graded as uncirculated with the rare copper composition. So, why exactly is the 1982D penny so valuable, and why are people willing to pay millions of dollars for it? There are a few key factors that contribute to its worth. Rarity. There were only a small number of 1982D pennies struck on copper planchets. This makes them incredibly rare. Rare coins, especially those with a history of being struck incorrectly, tend to hold more value among collectors. Demand. There's always a high demand for rare and historical coins. Coins that have unique qualities, such as errors or unusual compositions, attract collectors who are eager to own a piece of history. Condition. The condition of the coin is a major factor in determining its value. A well-preserved, high-grade coin will command a premium price compared to one that's been heavily worn or damaged. Some 1982D pennies have been found in mint-like conditions and are fetching huge sums at auctions and private sales. And finally, the excitement around the possibility of owning a coin that is tied to a historic error has driven its value to incredible heights. Now let's talk numbers. What's the 1982D Lincoln penny really worth today? If you're lucky enough to own a standard 1982D penny in decent condition, it's not worth much, just the usual 1 cent. But if you happen to have one of the rare 1982D copper-based pennies, the value can vary wildly depending on the condition, error type, and market demand. On the lower end, coins that are in circulated condition but show clear signs of the copper composition can still fetch anywhere from $100 to $500. However, when it comes to higher grade coins, those in mint state or with exceptional quality, prices can skyrocket. For example, a coin graded MS65 or MS66, which is in near perfect condition, might sell for several $1,000s. But when you get to those ultra-high grades, like MS67 or higher, that's when things get really interesting. Some 1982D copper pennies in perfect condition have been known to sell for over $20,000 at auction. In extreme cases, one of these coins, with the right characteristics and provenance, has been reported to fetch upwards of $1 million. So, if you happen to come across a 1982D penny in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look, especially if it's in great shape. How can I tell if my 1982D penny is one of the rare copper errors? Here's what you need to look for. First, check the composition. A quick way to test this is through a simple magnet. Zinc pennies, like the ones made after 1982, are not magnetic. However, copper pennies, pre-1982 or those struck by mistake, are magnetic. So, if you have a 1982D penny that's magnetic, you could be holding a valuable piece of history. Second, look at the condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A coin that's clean, shiny, and with minimal wear is considered to be in great shape. Coins that have been heavily worn down or damaged won't fetch nearly as much. Lastly, It's always a good idea to have your coin professionally graded by a trusted service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. This ensures your coin's authenticity and provides an accurate assessment of its condition. So, to recap, the 1982 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in the world of numismatics. While most 1982 pennies are worth just 1 cent, a rare few, those struck on copper planchets, can fetch thousands, if not millions, of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, this is definitely a coin you should keep your eyes on. And if you're lucky enough to find one in your collection, be sure to get it checked out because you might be holding on to a future fortune. 1984 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This seemingly simple penny might not look like much at first glance, but there's more to it than meets the eye. We're going to explore its history, how it stands out from other pennies, and most importantly, its jaw-dropping current market value. So, if you're a coin collector or someone just interested in the fascinating world of rare pennies, stick around, because this penny could be worth millions. Let's start by understanding the background of the 1984 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny, of course, has been part of the U.S. currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Since then, there have been various design changes, but the 1984 penny falls under the classic series that features the bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse front side. What makes the 1984 penny particularly interesting is that it's a part of the modern era of coin production, where the U.S. Mint uses a standard design but focuses on producing coins in large numbers. This year, the U.S. Mint produced the Lincoln penny in huge quantities, with most of them being stamped with the D mint mark indicating they were struck in Denver. However, there's a fascinating anomaly with the 1984 penny, a small but incredibly valuable mistake that collectors have been chasing for decades. The 1984 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny. To understand why this penny is so valuable, let's talk about the concept of mint marks. A mint mark is a small letter stamped on the coin to indicate where it was produced. The U.S. Mint has 3 main facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 1984 penny, like most coins, was supposed to carry a mint mark, but some of them were produced without one. In most cases, pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint don't carry a mint mark. However, the 1984 penny, which was mainly produced in Denver, typically does have the D mint mark. So, when a 1984 penny shows up without any mint mark, it raises an eyebrow. It's essentially a rare variation of a coin that should have had a mint mark, and that rarity is what makes it so special in the world of numismatics. But here's the catch: it's not just the absence of the mint mark that makes these pennies valuable. The real reason this particular coin is highly sought after is due to the misconception and mystery surrounding its production. Most collectors and even experts initially didn't know whether the 1984 No Mint Mark penny was a result of a minting error or an intentional decision by the U.S. Mint. This confusion has only added to the allure of the coin, making it even more valuable over time. Now, let's get into how rare this coin actually is. It's important to understand that most 1984 pennies produced were made in Denver and have the D mint mark. There are only a handful of 1984 No Mint Mark pennies known to exist, and that's what makes them so incredibly rare. The scarcity of this coin has caused prices to skyrocket over the years. The exact number of 1984 No Mint Mark pennies in existence is not known, but estimates suggest there are fewer than a couple hundred. As the coin community has started recognizing its value, this rare penny has become one of the most coveted items for serious collectors. So, you might be wondering, what's the current market value of this elusive penny? Well, it varies based on its condition and whether it's been graded by a professional coin grading service. Generally, a 1984 No Mint Mark penny in uncirculated, mint condition can fetch anywhere from $100 to several $1,000s. But here's the kicker: pennies in perfect, flawless condition could see even higher prices at auction, sometimes reaching $10,000 or more. Now, for the truly exceptional specimens, those with perfect grades from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, the market value can go even further. In some rare cases, this penny could even be worth several $100,000. Yes, you heard that right. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for a single penny that's almost 40 years old. To give you a sense of how high these prices can go, a 1984 no-mint mark penny in gem quality could potentially fetch around $500,000 at an auction if the right collector is involved. And this is where the myth of the $1,000,000 penny comes into play. While it's not typical for this coin to hit the $1,000,000 mark, the highest bids and future market trends could push it into that territory, especially if one turns out to be in pristine condition and remains in a very rare state. You might be asking yourself, why is this penny worth so much? After all, it's just one small error in a sea of other pennies, right? Well, the rarity is what drives the value. The coin is a product of an error in production, which means it wasn't supposed to exist. In the world of numismatics, errors like this are highly prized because they are unique, and they often tell a story about the coin-making process that adds a layer of mystery and intrigue. Additionally, as time passes, the number of 1984 no-mint mark pennies that remain in excellent condition continues to dwindle. As fewer of these pennies remain, the demand for them increases, further driving up the value. How to identify and check if you have a 1984 no-mint mark penny? If you're now on the hunt for this rare penny, here are some tips for identifying it. First, check the obverse, front, side of the penny for the absence of a mint mark. If there is no D under the year 1984, it's worth further investigation. Be sure to check the condition of the coin. A coin in mint or near mint condition will be far more valuable than one that's heavily worn or damaged. If you suspect you have one of these rare pennies, it's a good idea to get it professionally graded to determine its value accurately. So there you have it. The 1984 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a true treasure of American numismatics. With its rarity, unique error, and increasing market value, it's no wonder that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for this rare find. If you have a 1984 penny, take a close look at it. You just might be holding onto a coin worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. And remember, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all things rare coin related. 1986 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, which has become a sought-after gem among collectors. This coin is a unique piece of history, and we're going to explore its value, its place in the market, and why it could potentially be worth millions of dollars in today's market. Let's start by taking a closer look at the 1986 Lincoln penny. As you may already know, pennies are one of the most common coins in circulation. However, it's not just any penny we're talking about. The 1986 Lincoln penny, particularly the ones without a mint mark, has captured the attention of numismatists and coin collectors all over the world. Why does this penny have such value? To answer that, we need to understand a bit about mint marks and their significance. Most coins produced by the U.S. Mint carry a mint mark, which indicates where they were made, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Typically, pennies made in Philadelphia, like the 1986 penny, have no mint mark, while those minted in Denver have a small D, and those in San Francisco have an S. However, some pennies, especially in certain years, have become famous for lacking this mint mark altogether. The 1986 penny, when it is devoid of a mint mark, is one of these special cases. For many years, coin collectors believed that a penny without a mint mark from this era was simply a standard production coin. But over time, as collectors became more educated and started to focus on the history of specific coin years, the 1986 penny without a mint mark started to gain attention. The rarity of this coin is largely due to the production numbers and specific issues faced during the minting process in 1986. Why is this penny so valuable today? The 1986 penny without a mint mark is part of a group of coins that fall under the category of error coins. An error coin is one that has some form of unusual or incorrect feature, such as misprints or flaws in the minting process. In the case of the 1986 penny, the lack of a mint mark in some cases is believed to be an error that occurred during production. This mistake makes the coin incredibly rare. Now, let's talk about value. When it comes to coins like this, the value can fluctuate based on a number of factors, including the rarity of the error, the condition of the coin, and the current demand in the coin market. At first glance, a 1986 Lincoln penny without a mint mark may seem like just another regular penny, but due to its rarity, it has become a highly sought-after piece for collectors. In terms of market value, the 1986 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can be worth quite a bit more than its face value. Depending on the condition of the coin, it can range from a few $100s to several $1,000s. Coins that are in excellent condition, specifically those with high grades from reputable grading services, can fetch prices even higher. In fact, the most pristine examples of the 1986 penny without a mint mark can sometimes be valued at over $10,000. This is especially true if the coin has been verified by a major grading company like PCGS or NGC, which can significantly increase its worth. But that's not the highest end of the spectrum. As with many rare coins, there are occasional auction sales where prices soar to unprecedented heights. For well-preserved and authenticated 1986 pennies, it's not unheard of for them to be sold for millions of dollars. While these cases are extremely rare, they do exist, and they underscore the incredible potential for this coin to become a true treasure. But what makes the 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark so desirable to collectors? It's not just the rarity, but also the historical significance. Abraham Lincoln has long been one of the most iconic figures in American history, and his likeness on the penny has been a symbol of both the nation's past and its values. The 1986 penny represents a significant moment in American numismatic history, and it's a reminder of the minting process that can lead to rare, valuable pieces. Coin collecting isn't just about owning a piece of currency, it's about owning a piece of history. The 1986 Lincoln penny without a mint mark represents the perfect intersection of rarity, historical significance, and demand. It's an example of how small details can make a world of difference in the world of numismatics. While this penny may have seemed like just another coin when it was first released, it's now a shining example of how time and a deeper understanding of minting errors can turn a seemingly ordinary object into a collector's dream. If you're looking to buy one of these coins, it's important to be cautious. Always ensure that you're dealing with reputable sellers, whether they're dealers, auction houses, or online platforms. Additionally, make sure to verify the authenticity of the coin before making a purchase, as counterfeits and replicas do exist in the market. Certification by a well-known grading service can give you peace of mind when buying or selling this valuable coin. In conclusion, the 1986 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark is not only a rare era coin but also a symbol of the incredible potential that lies within the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to learn about coins, this penny represents a great opportunity to invest in something truly special. If you happen to find one of these rare coins in your collection or at a coin shop, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. 1991 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no mint mark. A penny that, at first glance, may seem like just another piece of pocket change, but could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Yes, this humble penny could be worth millions of dollars, depending on its condition, rarity, and the specific characteristics it holds. Stick with us as we explore the fascinating details behind the 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, its potential value in today's market, and why you should keep an eye out for it in your own coin collection or spare change jar. Let's start by examining the coin itself. The 1991 Lincoln penny, like many others, features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse shows a simple yet elegant design with the Lincoln Memorial, which has graced the backs of pennies for decades. But it's not just the design that matters. What truly makes this coin so special is its rarity. If you look at a typical 1991 penny, you'll notice that it lacks a mint mark. Normally, you would expect to see a mint mark on the reverse of the coin to indicate where it was produced, either Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. However, the absence of a mint mark on this specific coin makes it an anomaly, and that's where the mystery and value come into play. Now, you might be wondering, why does the lack of a mint mark matter? The answer lies in a fascinating error. While the Philadelphia Mint has produced most of the pennies without mint marks, some 1991 pennies were mistakenly struck without any mint identification. These errors are extremely rare and valuable. When these coins were originally produced, no one expected them to become so significant in the numismatic world. It's important to note that not all 1991 pennies without mint marks are valuable. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are far more desirable to collectors and, therefore, command higher prices. So, let's talk numbers. The current market value of the 1991 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can vary widely. A standard 1991 penny in circulated condition might be worth only a few cents, basically, its face value. But when you have an example in excellent condition, especially one that is uncirculated or graded by a professional coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, that's where the real value begins to shine. In fact, some of these rare 1991 no-mint mark pennies in high-grade condition can fetch anywhere from $100 to $500, or more, depending on their quality and rarity. But the real game changers are the error coins and those that have been graded as MS65 or higher. When these coins hit the market, they can command prices upwards of $1,000, and in extremely rare cases, even more. Why do error coins, like the 1991 no-mint mark penny, hold such value? Well, error coins are prized by collectors because they represent a mistake in the minting process. A mint mark error, in particular, is a rare occurrence, and when it happens, the coin becomes a unique item in the world of numismatics. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these mistakes because they represent the imperfection of mass production and the unpredictability of minting. This sense of rarity and imperfection contributes to the higher demand and value. Many of these coins have survived over time, making them even more desirable as collectibles. When you find a 1991 penny that has escaped the minting process without a mint mark, you've found a coin that stands out, and that's precisely what makes it so valuable. Here's where it gets even more interesting. As we mentioned, the value of a 1991 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can reach into the thousands of dollars if it's in great condition. But are there any examples that could be worth $1 million? Well, it's unlikely to see a single 1991 penny with no mint mark hitting the seven-figure range. However, with rare coins like these, especially in perfect uncirculated condition or with a special error, the sky's the limit when it comes to bidding wars among serious collectors. Some collectors and investors speculate that the right 1991 no-mint mark penny could one day fetch $1 million price tag, especially as more time passes and fewer pristine examples are available for sale. The true rarity of these coins means that while we don't see $1 million sale just yet, it's not outside the realm of possibility for the right coin in the future. So, how can you find a 1991 Lincoln penny without a mint mark? Start by going through your change. These coins could be hiding in plain sight. You never know, a coin from your pocket could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Focus on high quality, uncirculated pennies. If you happen to come across a 1991 penny that appears to be in exceptional condition, take a closer look. If it has no mint mark and looks like it hasn't been used much, it might just be a valuable find. If you think you found something special, it's always worth having it professionally graded to get an accurate assessment of its value. If you've got one of these rare 1991 Lincoln pennies with no mint mark, it's worth holding onto. The value of such a coin will likely continue to rise, especially as the supply of uncirculated or high-quality examples becomes more limited. Whether you're a coin collector or someone looking for a potentially profitable investment, this penny could be a great addition to your collection. 1998 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. This small, seemingly ordinary penny could be worth far more than you might think. In fact, some of these coins have been known to fetch extraordinary prices in the market. Stick around, because you won't want to miss out on all the valuable information I've got for you. Let's start by taking a look at the history of this coin. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, and over the years, various versions of this penny have been released. But what makes the 1998 version so special? The 1998 Lincoln cent, like all pennies minted in the United States, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse has the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. But the key factor in determining the value of this particular coin lies in its minting, or more specifically, the lack of it. Unlike some coins from other years that may have an obvious distinguishing feature, such as a unique design or mint error, the 1998 Lincoln cent that we're talking about has a subtle but significant trait. It's a 1998 penny with no mint mark. Now, typically, most pennies struck in 1998 that were minted in Philadelphia would carry no mint mark. But it's important to note that coins with no mint marks that come from the Philadelphia Mint are the standard for this year. That means the real value of these coins doesn't come from just being a no mint mark penny. It's what sets these coins apart from other common 1998 pennies. The value comes in part from finding well-preserved examples and how specific characteristics of this penny are rare enough to attract serious collectors. So, why is this particular 1998 penny so valuable, especially when many others look similar and circulate without much attention? Well, let me break it down for you. Coins that are well-preserved or feature unique characteristics, like certain types of errors, are always sought after in the world of numismatics. For most 1998 pennies, the value is essentially face value, meaning they're worth 1 cent. However, for collectors, there are pennies that stand out because of their rarity and specific condition. The value of the 1998 penny increases when we talk about uncirculated or mint state examples. A mint state coin means that the penny has not been circulated and retains its original appearance as it was the day it was minted. These coins are often flawless, with no visible wear, scratches, or damage. The more pristine the coin, the higher the potential value. A coin in mint condition can sell for more than face value in the collector market. In fact, a 1998 Lincoln cent in uncirculated condition could fetch anywhere between $10 and $50. This is where things start to get interesting, but we're just getting started. But let's take it a step further. A key reason why some of these 1998 pennies can be worth so much more than their standard face value is because of errors. Coin errors are always in demand, and they can make a huge difference in the value of a penny. Errors such as doubled die, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies are highly sought after. If you happen to find a 1998 penny with any such error, it could dramatically increase in value. For example, a 1998 penny with a doubled die could be worth significantly more, sometimes in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Finding an error coin isn't easy, and it requires a sharp eye and a bit of luck. But if you find one, you could be holding on to a gold mine. Another factor to consider is the potential for certain minting variations. As I mentioned earlier, most 1998 pennies were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark. But occasionally, there are varieties, where the design or other characteristics deviate from the norm. Such coins could be more valuable to collectors who specialize in these types of variations. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have a valuable 1998 penny in my collection? Well, here are a few things you can check for. Look for well-preserved coins. If your 1998 penny looks like it was just minted, with no noticeable wear or damage, it could be worth more than just 1 cent. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Keep an eye out for errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or any misprints. These are what collectors look for, and they can increase the coin's value exponentially. Look for unique features. If your coin seems to have any unique features, such as a slight variation in color, texture, or design, it may be worth sending to a professional grader to confirm whether it's a rare minting error or variation. So, what's the current market value of the 1998 Lincoln cent with no mint mark? Well, for an average circulated coin, the value is still pretty close to face value. You might see it sold for anywhere from 5 to 10 cents depending on its condition. But as we move into the higher grade and uncirculated coins, the value could jump significantly, up to $50 or more for coins that are in mint state. If you come across a 1998 penny with a rare error or minting variation, though, the value could be a game changer. Rare error coins have been known to sell for hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars at auction, especially if they are in excellent condition and certified by a professional grading service. Now, you may be asking, can a 1998 penny ever be worth millions? While it's unlikely that a typical 1998 penny will ever reach the $1 million mark, it's important to remember that the world of rare coins is full of surprises. Some coins that seem relatively common at first can skyrocket in value due to collectors' demand, errors, or unique qualities. So while a 1998 no-mint mark penny may not reach that $1 million threshold, some rare era coins could one day make it to that level if the right buyer comes along. In conclusion, the 1998 Lincoln cent with no mint mark may seem like an ordinary coin, but there are factors, such as excellent condition, rare errors, and unique variations, that can make it valuable to the right collector. While most of these pennies will not make you a fortune, taking the time to examine your collection could yield some surprising results. Keep an eye out for those rare, uncirculated examples, and if you come across a minting error, you might just have a valuable coin on your hands. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips and deep dives into the fascinating world of rare coins. Leave a comment below if you've ever come across a 1998 penny, and let me know if you've found any hidden treasures in your collection. 2000 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. We're going to explore its history, why it's so rare, and how much it's worth in today's market. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. The 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has caught the eye of collectors, and not just because of its age or its appearance, but because of a significant error that makes it a highly sought-after item. But let's take a step back before we get into all the juicy details and go over the basics. Every penny made by the US Mint features the date on the front and the mint mark on the reverse side, usually right next to the D or S. However, in the year 2000, something unusual happened with a small batch of pennies. Some of them were minted without a mint mark at all. Now, while this might seem like an insignificant error at first, for coin collectors, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. So what exactly does this mean for you, the potential seller, or the lucky person who's found one of these rare pennies? Let's get into the error that makes this coin so special. The US Mint produces pennies at different locations, and typically the mint mark shows you where it was made. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint don't have a mint mark, while those produced in Denver bear a D, and coins made in San Francisco carry an S. However, in 2000, a small number of pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark. This happened due to an error in the minting process. Some of these 2000 pennies were struck and sent out into circulation, just like any other penny, but with one major distinction: no mint mark. Because of this error, these pennies have become extremely rare and are highly prized by collectors. So, why does a small minting error make this penny so valuable? The short answer is rarity. As with any collectible item, the rarer it is, the more valuable it becomes. In the case of the 2000 no mint mark penny, the rarity is compounded by the fact that only a very limited number were produced without the mint mark. Most of the coins minted in 2000 carry the D or S mint marks, which makes the no mint mark penny much harder to find. Coin collectors, especially those who specialize in Lincoln pennies, know that finding an example without the mint mark can significantly increase the coin's value. Now let's talk numbers. How much is this rare penny worth in today's market? Well, the value of the 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny can vary, depending on several factors. If you have a well-preserved coin in great condition, you could be looking at a price tag of around $1,000 to $2,000, or even more in some cases. In recent auctions, high-quality examples have sold for as much as $2,500, but that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, with no visible wear or damage. But what if your penny isn't in perfect condition? Even a coin that's in less than perfect shape can still hold a lot of value. The market for rare and unique pennies has grown tremendously, and even circulated examples of the 2000 no mint mark penny can fetch anywhere between $100 and $500. Keep in mind that factors like wear, scratches, and tarnish can affect the price, but for collectors, any example of this rare coin is worth a serious look. Now that you know the value of these rare pennies, how do you go about identifying one? It's actually quite simple. Start by looking at the reverse side of your 2000 Lincoln penny. Normally, you'd see a mint mark in the lower right corner near the bottom of the coin. For a penny struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this mint mark is usually absent. But just to be sure, look closely at the coin's edge to ensure that there's no evidence of a mint mark being struck. If it's completely absent, and the coin was struck in 2000, you've got yourself a potential gem. Now, it's important to note that just because your penny doesn't have a mint mark doesn't automatically mean it's valuable. It's still crucial to ensure it's in good condition. Most of these pennies will be worth much less than those in top condition, but any no mint mark example is still considered rare and valuable. So, you've found a 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny and you're wondering what to do next. Well, selling it can be pretty straightforward. You can start by checking online auction sites like eBay or contacting reputable coin dealers who specialize in rare coins. Remember, always do your research before selling, as market values can fluctuate. If you have a particularly well-preserved example, you may even want to have it professionally graded to help increase its sale value. A reputable grading service will give your coin an official grade based on its condition, which can help set a fair price in the market. So, to wrap things up, the 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an exciting piece of numismatic history, and with its rarity, it could be worth a significant amount of money. Whether you've already discovered one in your coin jar or you're out hunting for the next rare find, the value of these pennies continues to rise, and for good reason. As always, the key to making money off of your rare coins is knowledge and timing. So if you find one of these pennies, make sure you know what you've got before you let it go. 2001 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This penny may seem like just another piece of pocket change, but what if I told you that it could be worth a small fortune in today's market? Stick with me as we break down the details, how to identify this coin, and why it could potentially fetch a high value that you might never have expected. First, let's take a close look at the 2001 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, most of us know the typical 1-cent penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. But this particular coin stands out due to one key detail: the absence of a mint mark. Mint marks are typically placed on the coin to indicate where it was produced: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, in 2001, the U.S. Mint issued pennies without a mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. This was unusual, as most of the other coins that year did carry mint marks. So, this coin stands out to collectors who are interested in rare or unusual variations of common coins. Now, keep in mind that not all 2001 pennies are valuable. It's specifically the ones from the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark that we're focusing on today. You'll find this detail on the obverse, near Lincoln's shoulder, where a mint mark would typically appear. So, why is this penny valuable? To understand this, we need to look at two factors: rarity and demand. First, rarity. While the U.S. Mint did produce a large number of 2001 pennies, there was a bit of an anomaly with the no mint mark variety. The Philadelphia Mint was supposed to include the P mint mark on its pennies, but a small batch of coins were accidentally struck without the mark. This creates a limited supply of these particular pennies, and limited supply in the world of coin collecting often means a higher value. Second, demand. Coin collectors are constantly on the lookout for rare and unique pieces to add to their collections. While most people might overlook a regular penny, collectors know that even small variations like a missing mint mark can increase a coin's desirability. This creates competition among collectors, which naturally drives up the price of these coins. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much is the 2001 no mint mark penny worth today? In its circulated condition, meaning the penny has been used and has some wear, the 2001 no mint mark penny generally holds a value of around 50 cents to a few dollars. It's not uncommon to see these coins selling for this price in online auctions or coin shops. The value can fluctuate slightly depending on the coin's condition, but we're talking about a modest premium for collectors who are specifically searching for this type of penny. However, the real value comes into play when the coin is in mint condition or uncirculated, meaning it hasn't been spent and retains its original shine. Uncirculated 2001 no-mint mark pennies can easily fetch anywhere from $10 to $50 depending on the exact grade, and in some cases, you may even find higher offers from collectors who want to add a flawless example to their collection. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some of the most rare 2001 no-mint mark pennies have been known to fetch even higher prices. There have been reports of mint condition examples being sold for hundreds of dollars. However, these coins are extremely rare, and they're usually found through specific auctions or by coin enthusiasts who specialize in collecting high-grade specimens. As for coins in excellent grades or with unique features, they can indeed command a much higher price. Some reports have even indicated that a 2001 no-mint mark penny in top condition could sell for over $1,000 if it's part of a specific auction or collector's market. If you're wondering how to spot a 2001 no-mint mark penny in your collection, here's what you need to look for. Check the obverse. The most important part of this coin is the absence of the mint mark. A regular 2001 penny will have the P mint mark under Abraham Lincoln's shoulder if it's from the Philadelphia Mint, but the no-mint mark version will have nothing in that spot. Look at the overall condition of the penny. A coin that's been heavily worn or damaged will be worth much less than one that's in great condition. The clearer the details and the less wear, the more valuable it could be. Shine, coins that have never been spent, those in mint or uncirculated condition, are the most valuable. If the penny looks shiny and new, it could be worth far more than the typical circulated version. So, now that you know what to look for and how much this penny could be worth, how do you sell or buy one? Always be careful when buying rare coins. Make sure to use reputable dealers, or check auction sites like eBay for examples that have been certified by professional grading services. If you're looking to buy a 2001 no-mint mark penny in mint condition, make sure you verify the coin's authenticity and its grade. If you believe your coin could be valuable, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A certified coin in excellent condition could fetch a higher price, and a certified grade can help establish its value in the market. To wrap it up, the 2001 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny may not seem like a big deal at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, it's a hidden gem. Whether it's worth a few dollars or potentially much more, it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for this rare variation. If you've got one in your collection, now is the time to check it out closely and see if you've got a hidden treasure. / 2011 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think, it's just a penny. But trust me, this coin holds more significance and potential value than you might realize. So, let's explore the history, design, and current market value of the 2011 D penny, and I'll even discuss the rare circumstances that could make this coin worth a lot of money, potentially even millions of dollars. Let's get started. First, let's take a quick look at the basics. The 2011 D Abraham Lincoln penny is part of the regular circulation of pennies produced by the U.S. Mint. This penny, like all U.S. pennies, has a face value of just 1 cent, which is worth $0.01. It was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the D mint mark. The D stands for Denver, where coins are produced for the western half of the country. While many coins from the U.S. Mint are produced in large quantities and can be found easily in circulation, the 2011 D penny has some special significance. It is part of a series of pennies that celebrate the life and legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. Since 1909, Lincoln has been featured on the obverse, front, of the penny, and this continues through modern-day releases like the 2011 D penny. Now, let's talk about the design of the 2011 D penny. On the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which was designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln is depicted in a profile view, facing right, with his iconic beard and stovepipe hat. The inscriptions surrounding the image of Lincoln are, "Liberty in God we trust," and the year of minting, 2011. Along the top edge of the coin is, "United States of America," and along the bottom edge you'll find, "E pluribus unum," which translates to, "out of many one." The reverse side of the penny is where we see a slightly more recent change. It features the Union Shield, which was adopted as the new design for the reverse in 2010. This design shows a shield with the words United States of America above and E pluribus unum below, along with the denomination 1 cent prominently displayed at the bottom. This shield is a symbol of strength and protection, representing the unity of the American states during Lincoln's presidency. This design is simple yet powerful, and it resonates with the themes of unity and resilience, which are central to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. The 2011 D penny, like most pennies, was produced in large quantities to meet the demand for small change. The Denver Mint is known for producing billions of pennies each year, and the 2011 D penny was no exception. In fact, the 2011 D penny was minted in the billions, with estimates ranging in the range of 4.8 billion coins produced that year. This makes the coin relatively easy to find in circulation and explains why it's not typically considered rare or scarce. However, the large mintage numbers don't automatically mean that this coin has no value beyond its face value of 1 cent. As we will see in the next section, certain features and conditions can significantly impact a coin's value. So, what is the 2011 D penny worth today? Well, like most modern coins, this penny typically has a value close to its face value in circulation, around 1 cent. But here's where things get interesting. The value of a coin can fluctuate depending on several factors such as its condition, any unique errors or features, and the current state of the coin market. For a standard, well-circulated 2011 D penny, you'll likely only get its face value of 1 cent. However, if the coin is in mint condition, meaning it has been well preserved and shows little to no signs of wear, it could fetch a small premium. Coins that are uncirculated, with no scratches, dings, or discoloration, might be worth anywhere from 5 to 10 cents to a collector or investor. Now, here's where things get more exciting. Some collectors specifically look for error coins or coins with special features that make them unique. While the 2011 D penny wasn't known for widespread errors, there could be certain rare variations that increase its value significantly. For instance, if the coin has a misstruck design or an unusual die error, this can make it more desirable to collectors. Coins that show signs of doubled dies, where the design is struck more than once, can be very valuable. Errors like these can increase the value of a coin exponentially, turning a penny worth just 1 cent into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, imagine you have a 2011 D penny with a double die error. This type of error can cause parts of the coin's design, especially the text, to appear doubled or out of alignment. Coins with such errors are highly prized by collectors, and if you happen to find one of these, it could potentially be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In some rare cases, certain misstrikes or significant errors can push the value of a coin into the hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. But remember, finding a rare error coin like this is incredibly uncommon. Most 2011 D pennies are not worth more than their face value unless they have some exceptional characteristic, or are in perfect condition. If you think you might have a valuable 2011 D penny, it's important to carefully inspect the coin. Look for signs of wear, damage, and whether the coin has any unusual features, like doubling in the text or misaligned images. The best way to evaluate its value is by having it professionally appraised or grading it through a trusted organization like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. So, to wrap things up, while most 2011 D Abraham Lincoln pennies are worth only 1 cent, certain factors like mint condition, errors, and the coin market itself can cause this humble penny to become a valuable collector's item. Whether you're a collector searching for rare coins or just someone looking to see if your pocket change holds hidden treasure, it's always worth keeping an eye out for those special coins. 2014 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. Could this seemingly ordinary penny be worth millions? Stick around because we're going to explore its current market value, potential rare finds, and whether or not you have a small fortune sitting in your collection right now. Let's jump in. Now, before we get into the specifics, let's quickly talk about what makes a coin like the 2014 D Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny potentially valuable. Most pennies you come across in circulation, including the 2014 D, are relatively common, which means their value is typically close to face value, just 1 cent. But there are exceptions, and that's exactly what we're looking for today. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The 2014 Lincoln penny was minted in 2 places, Philadelphia and Denver. The D on the penny represents the Denver Mint, where it was struck. In total, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies in 2014, and the majority of these pennies are very common and worth exactly 1 cent. But here's the catch. There are specific factors that can drastically increase the value of a coin, even if it seems like just another penny. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the rarity and error potential of the 2014 D Lincoln penny. For most collectors, the value of this penny depends largely on its condition and any potential errors it might have. You see, error coins are some of the most highly sought-after items in numismatics, and if you're lucky enough to find a 2014 D penny with a major error, you could have a rare treasure on your hands. For example, some 2014 D pennies might have a double die error, where the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or the lettering on the reverse appears to be doubled. These types of errors can be worth much more than face value, especially if they're in excellent condition. A high-quality example of a double die error penny could fetch anywhere from $20 to $200 or more, depending on its specific characteristics. But even without these errors, some 2014 D pennies can still have a bit of value. If the coin is in pristine condition, meaning it's never been circulated, or it has been kept in a safe, clean environment, it might be worth more than its face value to collectors. In fact, coins that are graded MS65 or higher, mint state 65, could be worth around $1 to $5 depending on the demand from collectors. But this still doesn't make them million-dollar coins. So, what about the million-dollar question? Could your 2014 D penny be worth millions? Well, in most cases, it's highly unlikely. Coins that reach $1 million value are typically ones with rare errors, specific historical significance, or extremely limited mintage. However, while the 2014 D penny isn't exactly in that league, it does have some potential for value growth, especially as we move further into the future. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean you should toss out your pennies, especially if you think you found something special. If you've got a 2014 D penny in great condition, or if you think you've found one with a rare error, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. You never know. What seems like a regular penny today might be worth a lot more down the road. To sum up, the 2014 D Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny is mostly worth 1 cent unless you find it with an error or in mint condition. Error coins, especially those with a double die or off-center strikes, can be worth anywhere from $20 to $200, while pennies in excellent condition could fetch a few dollars. So while it's not quite in the $1 million range, there's still potential for profit if you happen to find a rare gem. So, there you have it. While your 2014 D Lincoln pennies are probably not worth millions, they might still hold a little extra value, especially if you've got one with a rare error or in fantastic condition. As always, check your coins carefully, and who knows, you could have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more coin discoveries. 2016 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny coin. You might be wondering, what's so special about this coin? After all, it's just a penny, right? Well, you'd be surprised. This little coin, minted in 2016 at the Denver Mint, is not as ordinary as it may seem. We'll cover the details of the 2016 D Lincoln penny, its current market value, and some of the factors that make it a noteworthy collector's item. But first, let's break down the history of the coin and why it's becoming so valuable in today's market. Before we talk about the 2016 version, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It has become one of the most iconic coins in the United States, and holds a lot of sentimental value for many collectors. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has seen numerous changes, with its design evolving in response to various political, social, and economic factors. In 2016, the U.S. Mint continued its tradition of honoring the legacy of Abraham Lincoln with a design that featured the familiar portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, along with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 2016. However, it was the reverse design that got a lot of attention that year, as it still displayed the traditional shield design that had been used since 2010, symbolizing the nation's strength and unity. Now, let's zoom in on the 2016 D Mint mark specifically. The D on the 2016 penny stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was struck. The Denver Mint has been responsible for producing U.S. coins since 1906, and it continues to play an important role in the coin minting process. What makes the 2016 D Lincoln penny particularly intriguing is its relative scarcity in certain grades and the growing interest in modern coinage from collectors and investors alike. Unlike earlier years, where a combination of high mintage and lower demand kept the penny's value relatively stable, the 2016 D penny has caught the attention of collectors for several reasons. A key factor is the coin's excellent craftsmanship, with many being found in exceptional condition, often with sharp, clear details that are highly valued by collectors. These coins stand out due to their pristine strikes, making them attractive to those interested in acquiring high-quality pieces. So, what's the current market value of a 2016 D Lincoln penny? Well, to put it simply, it's not exactly worth a fortune just yet, but it is beginning to rise in value, especially in uncirculated or high-grade examples. Circulated 2016 D Lincoln pennies. These coins are still worth their face value of 1 cent. If you happen to come across one in your pocket change, it's still a regular penny in terms of value. There is little to no premium attached to circulated coins unless they are in unusually great condition or have some kind of error. Uncirculated 2016 D pennies. If the coin is uncirculated, meaning it hasn't been used in everyday transactions and shows no signs of wear, it could be worth a little more. You might find these listed for anywhere between 10 to 50 cents depending on the grade and condition. Coins with a flawless strike and clear mint details can fetch higher prices from collectors looking to add high-quality coins to their collection. Graded and mint state 67 or higher. As with any collectible coin, the higher the grade, the higher the potential value. Coins graded mint state 67, MS 67, or higher can reach anywhere from $1 to $5, and sometimes even more. These coins are in pristine condition, with sharp details and no imperfections, making them highly sought after by serious collectors. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, I've heard of coins being worth millions. Can the 2016 D Lincoln penny really be worth that much? While it's unlikely that the 2016 D penny will reach that level in the near future, it's important to consider the overall rarity of specific coins. If there's a significant error or a unique feature associated with a 2016 D penny, such as a misstrike or other minting anomaly, the coin could potentially fetch a much higher price. However, at this point, those examples are rare, and most 2016 D pennies remain relatively affordable. As of now, the 2016 D Lincoln penny is not $1 million coin by any stretch of the imagination. But there is potential for future appreciation in value, especially if the coin is kept in excellent condition or if some rare era varieties come to light. Coin values tend to appreciate over time, especially if the coin becomes less common due to wear and tear, or if collectors start to recognize its historical significance years down the line. It's important to keep an eye on market trends, as coins from more recent years can sometimes surprise collectors. If you have an interest in the 2016 D Lincoln penny, it's worth monitoring auction results and price guides to see how the market for this coin evolves. It's also crucial to understand what factors affect the value of a coin, including, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that are uncirculated or near perfect will command a premium. If a coin has a mistake during the minting process, such as a doubled die or off-center strike, it can increase in value dramatically. Some years, mint marks, or varieties are rarer than others. A low mintage or limited distribution can increase a coin's demand. Collector interest, popularity, and demand within the coin collecting community can drive prices up, so keep an eye on how much interest there is in the 2016 D penny. In conclusion, while the 2016 D Lincoln penny might not be worth $1 million just yet, it's definitely a coin worth keeping an eye on. The key to understanding its market value lies in its condition, scarcity, and potential for future appreciation. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this penny could hold a greater value in the coming years, especially if you're lucky enough to find a rare, high-quality specimen. If you have any 2016 D pennies in your collection or have seen any for sale, it's worth checking their condition and considering having them graded by a professional to see how they stand in the market. Keep learning, keep collecting, and you never know what hidden treasures you might find. 2021 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. While pennies might not be what you immediately think of when it comes to rare and valuable coins, this specific penny has been stirring up some significant attention. In this video, we're going to explore its history, why it's gaining so much buzz, and most importantly, the current market value of the 2021 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Stay tuned because you might be surprised by how much this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth today. Let's start with the basics. The 2021 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is part of the series of coins produced by the United States Mint. This penny features President Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which has been featured on the coins since 1909. The 2021 version of this penny was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark. This coin is still produced for circulation and is commonly found in your pocket change. Now, when most people think of pennies, they don't immediately think of high-value coins. However, just because a coin is a penny doesn't mean it can't be rare or valuable. The 2021 D Lincoln penny is no exception. While it's relatively common, there are a few key reasons why it might catch the eye of collectors, and why its value might be higher than what you'd expect. Let's get to the good stuff, the current market value. As of now, the 2021 D Lincoln penny, in its standard, circulated form, isn't worth much more than its face value of 1 cent. But here's the twist. Like many other coins, the value of the 2021 D penny can significantly increase depending on its condition and any unique characteristics it might have. For example, coins with minting errors or those in perfect, uncirculated condition can demand higher prices. If you have a 2021 D Lincoln penny that's in perfect uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation and still has that shiny, new appearance, its value can range from 10 to 50 cents, depending on the specific market conditions at the time. This is still a far cry from being worth thousands of dollars, but it's definitely higher than what you'd get for a penny at a regular store. Now, let's talk about rarer versions. There are reports of collectors paying a premium for 2021 D pennies with specific errors, such as die cracks or double die obverse errors. These types of coins, especially when graded as MS65 or higher by professional coin graders, can go for a few dollars to even over $10, depending on the buyer's interest and the demand for these errors. So, why are these pennies suddenly attracting so much attention? Well, let's dig a little deeper into the world of coin collecting. While the 2021 D Lincoln penny might seem like a common coin, a few factors contribute to the rising interest in it. First, many collectors are drawn to specific years because they mark significant anniversaries, such as the 2021 coin, which represents a continuation of the Lincoln cent design. This can make the coin a historical item of interest. Another reason for the interest in the 2021 D penny is its potential to become rare over time. As time passes and fewer people hold on to the uncirculated or error-stricken versions of this penny, its scarcity could drive up its value. The rise in popularity of coin collecting in general, paired with the fact that certain coins from recent years can sometimes hold a significant amount of value down the line, has many collectors holding on to their 2021 D pennies in hopes that they will increase in worth. Additionally, coins with specific errors, especially ones that can't easily be found in circulation, tend to fetch much higher prices. For example, if you happen to find a 2021 D penny with an uncommon minting flaw or a double die, it could be worth far more than you think. These kinds of errors happen during the production process when a coin's die makes an impression that is imperfect, leading to details being repeated or misplaced. Now, Let's talk about the $1,000,000 question. Could this penny one day be worth millions of dollars? In theory, yes, but it's highly unlikely for most 2021 D Lincoln pennies. Coins that hit the $1,000,000 mark typically come from much earlier years, especially ones with historical significance, unique errors, or those that were produced in very limited quantities. However, with the right circumstances, such as a major discovery of a rare minting error or an extremely low mintage count, it's possible for a small group of 2021 D pennies to reach astonishing prices in the future. Collectors often speculate about the future values of certain coins, and although it's too early to tell if the 2021 D Lincoln penny will ever reach $1,000,000 status, it's something to keep an eye on as the years go by. If you're out searching for a 2021 D Lincoln penny that could be worth more than a few cents, there are a few things you should look for. Here are some key factors that could help your coin stand out. Condition. Coins in mint or uncirculated condition are always worth more than those that have been used in circulation. Minting errors. As we mentioned earlier, look for errors such as double dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes. Low mintage. Keep an eye out for limited edition releases or coins that were minted in lower numbers. While this particular penny was made in large quantities, it's always worth checking out any special releases. So, there you have it. The 2021 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. While it's not currently worth millions of dollars, it certainly has potential as part of the ongoing legacy of Lincoln cents. If you're a collector or you happen to come across a 2021 D penny in perfect condition or with a minting error, you might just have a coin that could fetch a pretty penny. As with any collectible, the value is determined by a combination of rarity, demand, and the condition of the coin.